Russia, Russia, Russia. Everybody just wants to talk about Russia right now. What you should be watching is China. Pay attention to China. What's up, guys? I'm nobody special. A lot of you have been asking what's going on with the Evergrande, with the Chinese real estate collapse lately. And that story's kind of faded from headlines, hasn't it? We haven't talked about it on this channel a lot, even though we were covering it an awful lot in the fall and early winter. And it's not because the story's gone away, it just faded from the headline. There just wasn't that much news going on with that story. That doesn't mean that it's gone. A lot of these Chinese real estate developers didn't have much in the way of bond maturities these last few months. Well, that's about to change because we have an awful lot of these bonds. Tens of billions of dollars worth of these Chinese developer bonds are all maturing in the month of March. You're going to hear phrases like maturity wall in the news pretty soon. That's a term for this wave of bonds coming due all at the same time, a maturity wall. And just because we didn't have much going on in January and February, it doesn't mean these companies are all doing good all of a sudden. Now, I saw this tweet came out today from Last Bear Standing. This is an excellent Twitter feed, by the way. You need to be following the Last Bear Standing if you don't already. Now, take a look at what some of these Chinese developer bonds have done just since the start of March. That's the bond market getting ready for this maturity wall that's coming up in the next few days. Look at some of these bonds trading 35, 40, 50 cents on the dollar. These are not healthy companies, folks. This is not a story that's gone away. It's just been on pause. Now you think about all this chaos going on in Russia and Eastern Europe and the stress it's going to put on the financial system. It can't be good for these Chinese developers. It's only going to make it worse. By the way, I'm outside kind of doing a survey of my yard and some of the yard work I got to do this spring. Get a little bit of the vitamin D going. You know, it's finally getting a little warm out. We got some sunshine. So I'm going to try to keep the sun on the other side of the camera so you guys don't get glared out. See this? Boy, is it bright out here. Anyways, back to China. Now, I saw another story today. And you crypto guys, you better be paying attention to what's happening in China, because this could take all those profits you made in cryptos these past few years, assuming you have any left. And boy, it could flush them all right down the toilet. This story just came out today. Fir Tree, it's a $4 billion hedge fund, and they just announced that they're going to short Tether. And I remember seeing this and saying, short Tether? How do you short Tether? It's a stable coin. It's pegged to the US dollar. It's not supposed to move one way or the other. It's supposed to just be worth $1. So who's going to short something that will always be worth $1? Now, yeah, there's hedges against inflation, but they're basically making a nominal USD bet that the value of a Tether is going to be worth less than $1. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that Fir Tree, and this is not some slouch hedge fund, this is a $4 billion fund, that they think Tether is going to lose its peg to the US dollar. And do you think it's a coincidence that this story comes out right as these Chinese developer bonds are all in the toilet? Right as this maturity wall is coming up? Nope, that's no coincidence, folks. What Fir Tree is saying is that Tether's going to lose its peg to the dollar. And man, if that happens, watch out. Because 80% of cryptocurrency transactions right now happen in USDT, in Tether. And if Tether loses its peg to the dollar, if it turns out what a lot of us are afraid of, that Tether really is a Ponzi scheme, then look out. Bitcoin's going below 20,000 again. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin bear. I still buy Bitcoin. I dollar cost average. I buy a little bit every week. All right. I use an app called Swan. You can check out a link in the description down below if you want to check that out. That's an affiliate link. I'll always disclose when I use affiliate links. But I continue to buy Bitcoin a little bit every week because I believe in the long-term story. But that doesn't mean I think Tether's a nothing burger. I think Tether could be a huge story. I just think long-term Bitcoin survives Tether and ends up going much higher anyway. But if that happens, if Tether pops, folks, you don't want to be caught flat-footed. You do not want to be caught holding USDTs. You do not want to be caught with your coins on the exchange. So this is reminder number 1,000,009 on this channel. Get your coins off the exchanges, okay? Those exchanges will not be there for you when you need them. Don't leave your coins on Bitfinex, on Binance, on Coinbase, okay? Because they will go down for maintenance if and when Tether ever pops. If there's a stampede for the exits, all these exchanges are going to have technical difficulties all at the same time. They've done it before. They'll do it again. Don't leave your coins there. Not your keys, not your coins. Remember that. The other thing is with all these KYC laws and executive orders going on in crypto right now, don't leave your coins in someone else's custody because they're not safe there. Look at what happened in Canada with the assets being frozen. You need to get those coins off the exchange, put them in a cold storage wallet My personal choice, I use the Ledger Nano X. There's another affiliate link in the description down below in this video if you want to check that out. Again, affiliate link, I'll always disclose when I use affiliate links. But once you have your coins in your own cold storage, your own possession, then the government can't take it from you, the exchanges can't freeze it, it can't be hacked, it's yours. So always remember, you want to have full custody of your coins. Same thing, just like with your precious metals. If you're holding your precious metals in somebody else's vault, guess what? They're not your precious metals. All you're holding is an IOU. And I tell you what, folks, if you're holding USDT right now, keep in mind, Tether is under investigation by the Department of Justice for bank fraud right now. So if you hold USDT, you don't have money, you have an IOU from somebody under investigation for bank fraud. Think about that. Get your coins off the exchanges, get out of USDT, folks. Now, at best, Tether is a moral hazard. What Tether does is they take your dollars and they give you USDTs. And then while they're holding your dollars, they make money with them. How do they do that? They buy commercial paper. So that's by definition a moral hazard. Because they're taking risk with your money, they get the gains, they assume none of the risk from themselves. That is a moral hazard. That's best case scenario for Tether. Worst case scenario is these guys are just another Bernie Madoff. But they'd be even worse than Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff was a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. There's $70 billion worth of Tethers out there right now, folks. 70 billion bucks. That means if Tether is what some of us fear they are, an all-out Ponzi scheme, and they're not holding commercial paper, the money's gone, they stole it, that would make them the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the world. Think about that. So again, folks, don't sit around and wait for this story to play out. Get out of Tether. Get your coins off the exchanges. Protect yourselves. And don't think for a second, because Russia invaded Ukraine, that the Evergrande collapse and the Chinese real estate bubble, that story has gone away. It has not. That story's coming back to the headlines in a big way. And if nothing else, what's going on in Eastern Europe and the stress on the banking system from Russia being kicked out of SWIFT and all the counterparty risk and the big unwinding that's about to happen, that's only going to make the situation in China that much worse. And also, folks, do me a favor, share this video. If you know somebody who's dabbling in crypto and they own a little bit, make sure they're aware of this story. Make sure they know that this is out there. Don't let them be surprised by this. Not everybody watches this stuff that closely. I'd hate to have my friends who just decided, yeah, you know what, I bought a couple grand worth of Bitcoin just to have this story pop and have them lose everything. Share this video. Let them know this is out there before you FOMO into crypto. Again, I'm still buying in small amounts, a little bit at a time, because I believe long-term crypto survives even this Tether story. But man, it's looking like this Tether story may be coming to a head very soon. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing this video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, live small and dream big.